Hello, and welcome to a segment I like to call Audio Format is Extremely Convenient. So, as some of you have seen, I am now on YouTube. There will be links in this email, and what I plan to do in the future is upload these directly to YouTube rather than sending you the file. It's just more convenient for me, and I think it'll be easier for you rather than so you don't have to download something every time I send it to you. The email will contain, I'll still be sending out the email with the short version and with links to the channel. That way you can stay up to date. And I appreciate your guys' support. And it's very nice to be able to keep you guys updated without having to do the equivalent of more paperwork. So to tell you about what's going on with the ship, I'm afraid that it's not going very well, and we'll need your prayer. Because we got a captain, but it turns out that he can't stay. He was only able to stay for a few days. Just expected to be able to work with us, but found out that he was not going to be able to due to some personal concerns. And so that's, to put it mildly, that's inconvenient. Not having a captain is bad, but this guy was also going to be our first pick for captain because he had served on the ship for some time before. And we were able to get a driver, which is excellent, and having somebody who understands the city and is designated as the driver so we don't have to pull anybody else from their work. That's just nice. But we've had some difficulties with the dockyard and with getting the parts that we need. One of the things is that they repainted the ship. It looks lovely. I'll send you some pictures, or there'll be pictures on this video as well. But it's entirely possible that this paint is toxic and we can't go back into the water, legally. So I don't know how that miscommunication happened, but we're facing a couple of concerns with either trying to get it entirely repainted or getting it certified, getting somebody who can attest, who will legally attest to the fact that it's not toxic. And we also have a speed log, important parts that we need to install before the ship goes back into the water. Now, on the bright side, we are, painting aside, we have made some major progress, and we could actually get back into the water now because both of the shafts and both of the propellers and both of the rudders everything's connected. So that's good. But the piece that we want to put in, the speed log, was broken, was old, and not up to code. So we brought a different one from Hawaii. And then that one was also not up to code. So we're having to order one and trying to get it here as soon as we can. Because if we are able to go back into the water, and then we won't be able to replace that speed log without hauling us back up out of the water. So each time we go in and out of the water, our costs increase dramatically. So I hope that made sense. We have a part that we need to get here soon so we can put it in so that it's in before we go back into the water. But we might not get into the water because our paint might be toxic. Yeah, I'm sure that is as clear as mud. And of course, as you've heard before, we are short on staff and short of finances. It's just being dependent on God and making do with what we have. So keep us in your prayers. And of course, if you want to send some money YWAM's way, or if you know somebody who does, I would obviously appreciate it. But for me personally, I have been doing pretty well, though I've had some trouble sleeping, waking up in the middle of the night especially, and then every once in a while we'll be out in town and I'll feel just a crash of tired, and I've been keeping a notebook with me, of course, for notes and for checklists and stuff like that, and I've started doing puzzles in it, just little math problems to try to keep myself awake, because it's odd. I'm not sure if it's a nutritional thing or if it's just, stress or whatever, but it has been, there have been some challenges, and I'll be glad for a break. A change of scenery will be real nice. So that's happening next week, and hopefully, while I'm taking my break, I will be able to make some longer videos, maybe some slideshows of me talking about pictures from my time in Madang, if I have any pictures from Jiwaka as well, and then also sort of a catching everybody up, getting a full picture of my time on the ship. So yeah, hopefully this is a start of a much closer connection with the people that are there praying for me back home, and this will be my chance to show people what's going on over here in Papua New Guinea. I might even begin doing some recordings about what Papua New Guinea is like outside of the mission field, just things that I've seen, culturally, language-wise, stuff like that. I think that'd be interesting because it's not a particularly well-known place. And if you have any suggestions, genuinely, the best way to do that would be either through my phone number as a text message, or through the comments. We're on YouTube now. Check it out. I'm like a properly overly ambitious Gen Zer who thinks that he's going to make it famous. Anyway, I think that's all from me. You can expect updates hopefully every Sunday. I'll see you next week.